Ange. Uh, Next slide. Uh, so are you starting the recording already? Okay, great. So I think we're also doing a recording so that, like those who missed out the presentation can actually have the recording after that. So today we are talking about the grants and our solution and just a run through of what we have done for the last couple of years. So everybody knows that we started off as a system integrator, does IT outsourcing, but we have also moved on to cybersecurity after, what we have experienced in the whole Singapore market. We are also going to AI solution. Just so that all of you know, since last year, Nucleo have already become a AI-driven business. So meaning some of the processes that you are not aware of has been taken over by AI already. So as to make life easier for Sandy and also like some of the boys. Okay. So a simple example that I think I can share with you all is that you all know we always ask you all to renew domain names, right? So that whole process from the renewal of domain name all the way to the boys renewing domain name has been taken care of by AI. So just to share what we did on our end as an internal, as a company, as a tech company ourselves. So okay, so yeah. 22nd April 2010, the company was founded by me. We have been serving clients all around Asia, Singapore as well, majority. So I like to keep the team very lean, and we've been adopting the work from home culture since the day one. If you all have not noticed, now my team members actually go to the office. Half the time we are not in the office, we're either in your office or sitting somewhere in a cafe. For them, I do not know, Starbucks may be their favorite one. So we actually been doing work from home. So when COVID happened, you all should know that, we actually help you all work from home quite easily. Um, so some things that I think just to highlight over the years, but you all may or may not know. So 2017, I won a Women Entrepreneur Award. 2019, we did the cyber awareness course in SkillFuture, which some of y'all would have taken on during SkillFuture back then. Then we listed a cloud solution for a nest under PSG. A few of y'all actually also benefited from that. We also listed an email security solution the same year, followed by, that was the COVID year. So 2021, we had a firewall solution. We actually was awarded Cyber Essential Mark. So we ourselves take on doing Cyber Essential Mark on our own credit because we wanted to make sure that you guys know that we are serving you properly. We are certified in terms of our internal processes, that we're doing things properly for you guys to avoid what they call is the supply chain attack. Supply chain attack meaning it can be your software vendor or your people that you work with as a partner that actually got you guys into ransomware or whatever. So that's called supply chain attack. So then we listed another checkpoint firewall solution in 2022, which is expiring this year in June. So I think almost all of you have taken on, yes, all of you have taken on. You are the last one to take on the solution. So I'm going to cut off in June. I'm not going to do that anymore. So 2023, we are listed on CSA, Internet Hygiene Portal. So, this is when CSA, our government actually came up with this tool that you can scan your email and website just to see whether how far your security goes. But majority of you are using Office 365, which means that y'all cannot actually get 100% unless you host the email yourself. But this is a good tool for you to know that, okay, we are actually doing things properly because Nucleo been doing things properly for you guys and securing you guys. 2024, we actually started getting a penetration testing license. We actually was onboarded as CISO as a service vendor by CFA, and we actually won the Cybersecurity Excellence Award as well late of last year. So that is the part whereby we actually get the 70% funding for CISO as a service. We are one of the less than 20 vendors in Singapore that we can actually give you all the grant. And 2025, we actually got promoted into the CSA Cyber Trust Mark. So I think other than Cyber Essential, we wanted to do Cyber Trust mainly because that's a level higher and also because CSA forced me to do it. So, pain. But it's okay. It wasn't that hard. But it's also good for us because we know the process well enough to help you all to actually get certified. So our services, breakdown. We now have a 24 hours IT outsourcing. I think you all may not know. Mainly because we actually managed to have a partner that actually provide the 24-hour service. So as our client, you all will also be able to do that. But of course, what does this mean? Because you also work 9 to 6 anyway. So it just means that, if it's after 6 o'clock, they will still proceed to work on the issues. And if the computer is on, we'll still be able to support that part. But obviously, it's not my main core team. It's actually by my partner in Australia. So they also have Australia, India. So at least we are trying to give you all a more rounded service so as we can provide you all with a better solution across 24 hours. Project management, cybersecurity, we have AI solutions, Server management is what we do. We also did penetration testing. So this one actually is more of a requirement if you guys have your own software system or you all actually have collecting personal data and stuff like that. It's one of the requirements. If you all do B2B, not so much of a concern. B2C, yes. Or unless you're in the financial sector, then different story. Yeah, that's it. Um, so our new solution, just want to say, just to share a bit. So we actually have a ransomware protection. So I know you all also have antivirus. So this is like a level upgrade. So what it does is that in a nutshell, when it actually get hit, it isolate the user so that it doesn't spread in the network. So that's what it does. So it's a level above an antivirus. So what happens is that when it locks down, it can still get internet. We will be able to access and actually be able to check whether it's a legit issues or not. Then we can actually unlock it. So only we can do it. So that's a new version of antivirus that we have. As the threats evolve in cybersecurity, there's a lot of phishing scam, there's a lot of all this ransomware happening. And I know that we also onboard clients because of ransomware that we have to clean up and everything. The frequency of Singapore companies getting attacked is very, very high. Just earlier this year till now, and we're talking about the first quarter of the year, we have already received like at least 5 calls to get us to help them to clean up stuff. I won't say it's the easiest, it's the most stressful because then we have to jump in to help them to clean up everything, to make sure that we format, to make sure that we get their internet up. So my message to you guys is that, don't underestimate because that is actually going to cause the business to go down. I mean, the question I always like to ask my clients is that can your business go down for a day or a week? Because the clients that came to us that after they got ransomware, they usually go down for a week. Business operations stop because all their information were being locked down by ransomware. So it's a no joke. Unless you tell me y'all don't use data lah. Y'all only use phone. Then different story, but I don't think so, right? These days, everybody else all use internet. So there are some links that actually we send on the demo on how the antivirus, how the lockdown works and how this tool can help. So I think we will send this slide and y'all can watch the demo if y'all want. I'm not going to play the demo because I think I'm also a bit hungry. Next. So I think the other thing that we always like to tell our client is that if you all have antivirus, you all still need to have a backup. Backup is always your safety net. And how we actually use the backup solution is I always follow the rule of 3-2-1. 3 different copies in what means 1 original, 2 backup, in 2 different storage, meaning it can be on your original hard drive and another copy in a NAS or on the cloud, and 1 offsite backup. That offsite backup is going to save you from ransomware. So it may not be the most recent. It can be maybe 1 week, sync one time, but at least when shits happen, you only lose 1 week of data. So that's usually our strategy that we always deploy for all of you. And I think there's one thing I want to highlight to all of you is that y'all might think that y'all are quite safe with Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. It's not true. It's a shared responsibility. Y'all will still need to make sure that you back up your OneDrive, your Microsoft Office 365, your Teams chat. Everything is a shared responsibility. They only provide you with the service, but they don't provide you with the backing up. I think that's something that a lot of companies are not aware about. So I think we have all the different necessary backup to tailor for every single kind of service. I think it's a bit small, but basically in a nutshell, we have a backup for servers, we have backup for endpoint meaning all your computer, to the cloud. So the new version of backup is that you backup every information to the cloud. So when you go home, you go traveling, as long as your laptop have internet connection, you'll back up to the cloud. Then we have the backup for SaaS, means SaaS service, meaning Office 365, OneDrive, as well as, Google Workspace and all the services under Office 365. Why is it important? Say, for example, you have a staff, they deleted a mailbox before they leave, they clear all the mailbox. How are you going to recover? The mailbox is still there, but they decided to empty all the content. Yeah, you can ask Microsoft to recover for you 30 days. But beyond 30 days, they don't care. Then you need to recover something that's an important document from your clients, like 2 months ago that y'all talk about a contract that was signed. Then you will need to have this service to back it up because then it actually retain it for a whole year. So I think this is something that, we can discuss about. If you all have such a client, such a need and stuff, we can talk about it. Then we also have, I think some of you all will have the NAS as a data storage. We have an offsite for that. And also we have co-location of NAS and equipment in our data center in M1. So what that does is that because of compliance reason, sometimes you all cannot host in our shared storage. You all will need to have co-location. We also provide that service. So it's a bit like renting of space. So the last, okay, not really last. So email security is something that is quite important because I think everybody reads email here, right? Nobody don't read emails, right? So email is always the first place that, hackers like to attack. Ransomware comes through 99% through emails. So emails is always the most important thing. And users usually do not know. So the first way to protect them is actually have it filtered before it reaches their mailbox. So we do have an email solution. Um, so obviously, there is also other things like, the reason why it blocks ransomware, malware, prevent phishing emails, is automated, quarantine, nothing new. Um, and obviously we can actually have reporting and compliance standards. So that's the important thing, that you can actually see what are the companies that send the phishing email, what is being blocked and stuff like that. Sometimes compliance, you need to know the report, right? So that's important. So next, I think we are also coming up with a firewall as a service with connectivity. So I know all of you will have firewall in your network. I know because we do it for you all. So the difference is that I found a solution, and we are going to tie up with ViewQuest, that we are going to come up with this solution whereby it package in connectivity. So what it means for you guys is that you all will have more savings. So rather than your firewall is on a yearly subscription, we can go on a monthly subscription, which tie together with your internet subscription. We will give you one free IP address. And then obviously, if you think of it, it's kind of like an installment payment for your firewall. So this thing we need to align, meaning we need to align with your internet subscription, we need to align with your firewall subscription. Then we can tie it together. And we are talking about a savings of 20 to 30%. 1 gig Singtel internet line with fixed IP is $500 to $800 a month. I do not know why Singtel behave in such a way. Okay, sometimes they charge one client $500. I found another client that charged $800, same plan. But I guess it's because that's how their strategy is, and I don't like it because I know it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to like move you all slowly to ViewQuest. Some of y'all need static IP, some of you do not need. But what I want to do, the main aim is to reduce the costing for all of you. Internet just internet, ma. There's something special, right? So I think that's some savings that I can do for y'all. Next, I think would be, okay, so I mentioned about the free tool on the CSA. So there's a link, y'all can scan. If you have any question, y'all can ask us, but it's not a big thing. I will be able to, our team will be able to explain to you on the hygiene portal, but it's just a way of government trying to give some resources for you all to run some tools and some scanning. So yes, we ourselves, we achieve 100%. I'm just saying a bit Howlian, but okay, we have to do it because we are your provider. Can you imagine if you all work with somebody and then they are not 100%? You all feel happy working with them or not? I don't know lah, but for me, I feel like we take it our pride that if we all going to do IT for you all, our IT has to be good. If not, how can we serve you all, right? So I think that's very important. So we managed to achieve the status. We are still on their website every now and then. So yeah. So brand, haha. I think you'll be quite happy. This is the favorite slide, I think. So CISO has a service 70% grant. So what happened is that we are one of the few vendors. So the grant is meant to close up the cybersecurity gaps. With the grant, it's a very fixed package, meaning if you have 10 users plus 5 other server equipment and stuff, it's considered 15 endpoints, right? So 15 endpoints is a fixed package on our website. And the package is quite fixed. So 70% grant. So this time around, CSA very generous. PSG is 50%, this is 70%. And what we give in the grant is that we will give cyber awareness course. So the awareness course is actually to train your team, because we all know user is the weakest link. I think you already done all the course. Very good. You're very fast. Your people are very fast also. So I think the course is very important because it teaches your users how to identify phishing emails, what to do if they discover or they click on something. Sometimes some user, they click on something they don't report because they do not know what to do. So I think it's important to educate the users on what to do when it happens. So that's what we actually do, comes with the package. So the certification process, we will also be giving you the IT policy, an NDA, IT setup form, IT termination form, which I think most of you already have, because we will do it as part of the process anyway for you guys. And the certification process, we also have a certification body partner. It's less than $500 because government give grant, so it's very nice of them. And we will of course help you guys through the whole entire process to get yourself certified. So I think some of my clients also ask, so we certified already for what? So I think for what? I think Middle will have a very good answer for that. Because of the certification, they can go for tenders. They can go for clients that ask them, hey, do you have a IT policy? Hey, do you have a firewall in place? Like I'm sure my fire will get that as well. Like tender documents, you all will actually have the answer of this. So you just have to give them the documents, say, hey, everything is stated in my IP policy. Go have a look. which page, which page, which page. So I think sometimes we also work with client when you're actually asking, hey, can you ask me, help me answer some compliance question or not? Then I will be like, okay, this is what you need to say, blah, blah, blah. So, with this, it will be much easier because then you all will know, have everything black and white. Like, okay, this is in page, whatever, whatever, whatever. It's easy for y'all to go and pitch for customers as well and work with clients that actually ask you all this question, especially if y'all work with big distributor from Europe and stuff. Because of GDPR, I am 100% guaranteed they'll ask you this. Confirm guarantee job. Because our clients, all the other clients also kena also. So then what is recommended is that once y'all do this certification, y'all can get cyber insurance. Ta-da! SingCare can help. Because cyber insurance, what it does is that, like all insurance, right, it protect your health. This one is protect any attacks that comes in from other stuff. But before they insure you, they got to make sure that you're healthy, lah. You got firewall in place and whatever. If not, they won't want to insure you, what? Right? Just like you got high blood pressure, they also don't want to insure you. They just load you or they exclude. So for cyber insurance, you all need this certification. You all will be able to get cyber insurance, and it's very cheap. A year is like what, $1,000, $2,000, very cheap only. But when it happens and you can claim, it's a lot of money. I can tell you, y'all read the news, the money lender issue recently, y'all heard or not? Like the supply chain attack, the money lender incident that's on the papers. That company came to us as we have to clean them up. So I can tell you they pay us a lot of money to clean up. And also to report to Ministry of Law, CSA, PDPA is no fun. They just told me they got fined 17,600. I say, cheap what? The fine is very cheap, but 17,600 every company can pay. The whole investigation cost, the reputation damage and everything, I think will have cost them $500,000. So how the hacker work? Okay, so it was a ransomware. It came in through a tunnel. First, they threatened the company. Hey, I got your data. You give me this ransom, give me this amount. If not, I'll go tell your supplier. They ignore them. They went to the money lenders. They went and tell them, hey, I got your customer's data. Give me this X amount. Don't know how many million, I don't know. Next, they ignore them. Next thing, they went to all the people who actually loan money from these money lenders and say that, hey, I got your personal data. You pay me this amount. If not, I'm going to release it out on the internet. There's no joke. This on the papers last year, July or August, I think. Yeah, it's on the papers. So we were helping the software company to clean up and everything. 很惨. I was overseas and I have to sit in a call with MinLaw and PDPA and CSA. Very jialat for 3 hours. So that's no fun for me. But this is what I meant by, if we can actually tighten everything, use the grant, let's just avoid this situation and please go and buy a cyber insurance. Because I think at least y'all don't have to feel the pressure when something happens, y'all have to pay the money to resolve all these things. At least insurer pay lah, let's just say. Next, so INTA also have this 70% new grant. Just launched last 2 weeks. So I was very happy to put this in. So what it does is that it actually allows you to buy a server. Very long, government never sponsor hardware already, That's why I think Alpha will be very happy. So it's actually to get a new server, but there's condition. You have to host in our data center for 1 year at least. Okay. And we have a co-location service, as you all know. So we will be able to put this in our data center. So there's particular model. So it's very easy. All you just need is that we scope out the model you need, get our quotation, submit it, they will approve. So then we will do setup fee, not included. Just the server hardware cost is covered. Okay. So it's 30,000 per company. Quite good, 30,000, And also it's valid till next year, March. Oh no, next year. Yes, next year, March. And it has to be business entity registered in Singapore, minimum 1 local employee, maximum turnover 500 million. Those are the conditions, very easy. Oh, by the way, CISO as a service, right? That grant previously is also entitled for foreign entity that are based in Singapore. So if you all have any business friend who are thinking that they're foreign company, because Mido is also foreign company, but they are going to be entitled to the grant as well. So CSA grant is a bit different. Usually we know that grants are meant to support Singapore entity. But I think the government start to realize that foreign company registered here also deal with businesses here. So they also need to provide them some support. So this grant is new. So I think some of my clients, if there's a need to have a server, I think it's something that we can explore. Government pay, use. That's what we always say. Next. So the upcoming solution that because I mentioned that I'm not going to continue the firewall solution because most of my clients already gotten it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with IMDA to post our ransomware protection and also our backup solution to IMDA for grant support so that y'all can benefit from it. Okay, so that's my job. But of course, I also need your help because sometimes, as y'all know, we need testimonial. This is the government process. I need 5 customer testimonial. Justin always very helpful. That's why we all love him. 6, huh? Not 5, man. They change again. Bloody hell. Okay. So see, we need to have 6 proven testimonial to say that our service is good. That's why, sometimes you all go home, ask your staff to do the Google review for us. It's also helpful, 5 star. Not any 5 star, then don't do. Must be 5 star. So at least, government go onto our website, they check us, they say, Nucleo can, not bad, good service, got good review. Then at least I can help you all get grant. They'll be like, okay, we approve Sandra's company as a IT vendor for our solution. Then you all can benefit from the grant, right? So yeah, that's what I want to share, that we will actually ask you all to help us sign paper. Yeah, sure. Yeah, can. Mm, yes. It will be colo in our data center. So there will be firewall structure there. So yeah, it will be a dedicated IT as well. Mm, correct. For your use. For your use. The co-location of the space is in our rack. Yeah. Up to you. They never say. Never say. Anything that, if you want to host your whatever website for your ERP, whatever for your internet, online e-commerce, bandwidth will be up to you to decide. If you all want to have dedicated bandwidth, you can make arrangement on the rack itself. Yeah. So all this we can structure it. All they support is the server costing. 70% of the server costing. And of course, yeah, can, correct. Yeah. So 70% of the server costs up to 30,000. So 70%, you can buy 100K, but they only pay you 30K. 就是这样. So that's what they allow. So at the end of the day, thank you very much for your years of support. Thank you so much. Like, I hope you all have a good lunch today. I had shows whatever I think would be I hope you all like